There we go.
Stream is live. We're live.
All right.
Let me check to be sure.
Yeah, I see the live.
Yeah, looks live to me. Let's go. So we're live for the first PriveX Roundtable series with Moshe and Fonzo. Welcome, guys. How's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Very good.
Very good. Excited for this. Had a little bit of a scheduling error, but we're here in live now. So, life is beta, right? You told me that almost a year ago, Moshe. So that's how we roll.
Yeah, definitely.
But we had a chance to talk on Cody Confidential not too long ago about some of the things that are going on with PriveX. And it sounds like you're doubling down on that. So why don't you tell us what's new with the PriveX trading agents?
Yeah, so since we officially launched the Agents Arena, we've seen many users deploying their agents with strategies. We've seen all kinds of strategies. So I'm really excited to see the diversity of type of users we have been introducing to the platform. It's really nice to see you're building a product and then you have all these kind of features that you're introducing. We try to keep it very simple to use. The same way AI tools are working today, where the heart of everything you do is the prompts, right? The prompt thing is the most important thing you do. So we have seen people using the prompt engineering thing, the vibe trading, in so many ways. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. And we have some very interesting case studies of people creating highly profitable agents and really good farmers. Some things that were, highly correlated with the crypto space. So yeah, I'm really excited to see it. This was the purpose of everything that we do. We wanted to bring more value to the crypto ecosystem, and hopefully we will keep doing it, right?
I realized something, Moshe. Everybody knows who you are, but people probably don't know too much about Fonzo. So maybe, really quickly, you could introduce yourself.
Well, my name isn't Fonzo, obviously. My name is Loot. Many people will probably know me already from previous projects. And I've been working with the PriveX team for quite a while now. It's been an absolute honor. It's an incredibly strong and agile team. It's small, but what the output is it's amazing. And I'm very proud to be part of it. I'm a Dutch guy, so the time zones at the moment are pretty well distributed. Maybe some guys are gonna say, "What the hell is going on?" But this is me.
Guys, Lut is too modest. He's been with us since a lot of time, since the beginning of PriveX and previous projects. Been leading the community, but also a crypto power user with extensive knowledge in AI. So he's into the latest details of AI in general. I've been seeing it, watching it myself. A lot of everything you see from the brand perspective is a lot relies on Loot and AI. So definitely aligns with everything that we do. And Loot is also a crypto power user, so he's trying out every beta that we have, every new product. He's the guy to test it out first, alongside with the team. So definitely, you get the best of the best when Loot is replying you on the Telegram chat.
Absolutely, I'm the first line of defense, so to say. So, I have to triage and filter all the feedback that we're getting from the community, and it's been super interesting, and very, very, a very great learning experience. And I feel we're just scratching the surface. The fact that we are where we are right now, I am absolutely amazed. I know we have a strong team. But if you look at the chart we have on the screen right now, it's wildly above my expectations. I've been saying for myself, well, it would be amazing if we could have an agent that does like 1% a day. And I mean, look at this. This is insane. So it's still, of course, a short time frame. So it's not really, yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? Of course. And if this is the performance it will have long term, this agent is gonna outtrade most of the big trading firms. I mean, this is insane. And that's the power of what we're building. And that's I mean, it gives me goosebumps just talking about it. I think people don't even start to understand what is actually possible with what we're doing. It's insane.
And I'll bring it up later, but there's a specific time window from yesterday that was really impressive that I'll talk about a little bit later. But I didn't want to like ice you, Moshe, but I just realized that Fonso hadn't been introduced. And it's funny, I've been talking to him for months and I didn't realize the connection until right before we went live, somebody said his name and I was like, wait a minute. So yeah, you guys had me on that one the whole time. So yeah, it's nice to finally meet you, bro.
Yeah, it's likewise. Well, I already met you before, so but still.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been talking to two different people thinking, or one person thinking it's two different people. Anyways, Moshe, please continue with what's new with agents. I know there's a bunch of stuff you wanted to cover.
Yeah, so before we get into what we're seeing on the screen, we're right now working on the V2 of the agents, of the existing agents. We have got a lot of feedback from users. Some feedback is related to the way the agents are using different data points, such as indicators. Some feedback was related to the trade frequency or the respect of the strategy in general. So we have been implementing a few adjustments to the way the agents are operating. And right now it's in a testing mode. It's on a beta. We have an internal testing team that is looking into the results. I must say it's very interesting. We see different reasoning types right now. Right now, everything that you can see on the reasoning of the agents are opening positions. Soon, when V2 testing will be completed, you will also see hold reasoning. The agents will choose to hold their position for whatever reason, a close reasoning. So you will see the whole thought process of the agent. The end goal is to really be able to show the users the entire flow, right? From the data into the thinking process, the different possibilities, to the decision of opening or decisioning to holding the position or closing the position, and then additional reporting on the actual successful execution or failed execution of opening or closing a position. Because we also seen that some users, they see the reasoning, but they don't see the open position. And sometimes it's because of missing funds or missing gas or any other stuff that are happening which are not related to the agent itself. So everything that I'm saying right now will be added to the platform very soon. You will see the whole reasoning process, the whole thinking process, and it will help users to also troubleshoot their strategies, right? If I'm always wrong, I'm always failing because I'm thinking one way, as a human trader, it will be very hard for me to identify, right? Because I'm not writing down everything that I do. Every thought that I have, every idea that I had in mind, I'm not writing everything that I do. Therefore, it's very hard for me to, reverse engineer everything that I do and, change the way I act. In this case, you will have everything written in simple English, So you can take all the text from the reasoning, paste it into an LLM or just read it yourself, and then identify the points that makes you fail and improve them through the prompt process. So I think it's very powerful. I still think and envision trading to be like that in the future. It's just a whole different level of trading, right? Trading fully manual is just almost impossible to win. And we see it, right? 95% of traders or 98% of traders are losing. So it's almost impossible to outbid the market to be profitable. I think this method, the prompt trading, is likely to change the odds in the favor of the traders.
For me, it's I have good rules. I've learned good rules over the years, but I'll either get greedy or I'll get impatient. And for me, I'm not always trading. All of a sudden I'll be like, maybe I should go back and play with some leverage, right? And then I find myself always wanting to hit that home run, right? But what if, right? It's that whole what if, right? You're always thinking about that 10x, 100x, etc., right? And it's like, oh, this is a good trade. Should I close it? No, maybe this will be the one trade that I make it all back. And that's what I love about agents, is that even though right now I'm on there every day, I have a bunch of agents. I'm reiterating, okay, like, because we're beta and we're learning stuff, and now's the time, right? You said on our earlier stream that creating agents is free. So now's the time to do it, right? But I can see that when I finally get something that we'll call stable for now, and I let it go, it gives a little bit back, but I mean, if you could just let that sit there and compound, it's very, very interesting. And then I guess, the other thing you might want to talk about is the volume and PriveX points. But I did pull up the case study, and I'm not trying to front run you here, but if you did want to talk about that, I've got it up.
Yeah. So we have a really nice case where an agent that was running since the 6th of November. So we're talking about 2 months. And as you can see here, the agent whole purpose was to generate as much volume and to be delta neutral, right? This was the agent whole purpose. The agent generated $20 million of volume, all right? Not only that, the agent remained profitable after these 2 months, right? So it made $1,000 profits. I think it was deposited with $2,000 originally. So we're talking about 50%. This is pretty amazing, right? This is pretty amazing. And as you can see here, it did had some drawdowns, right? And unprofitable days, but the chart is only improving, right? You see the white line. At some point, it just got better and better, and became profitable. Even the losing days became smaller. So this is part of the learning curve that the user had. The user kept improving the prompts, kept improving the restrictions and everything related to the agent performance, and it paid off. It paid off because eventually it became from a non-profitable trader. Sometimes it lose, sometimes it. I think it was pretty delta neutral at the beginning. Maybe a little bit of losing a little bit, but pretty much delta neutral. At some point, it became really profitable. So we're in the farming season. Crypto is always a farming season, and perp dexes are the ultimate use case in crypto. And those new dexes will keep showing up, and I'm seeing new initiatives or of one terminal to control various dexes. So I think we will see more and more dexes, each with its own advantages and other ways of market making, liquidity provision, or whatever. But they want to drive users, and their way to do the user acquisition is the points farming, right? They drive users to farm points. Now, $2,000 generate $20 million of volume will bring you a very fat airdrop. If you would do it on lighter, or back in the days Hyperliquid, or now with Ajax, I'm assuming that the $1,000 you profited here is just a small portion of your overall profit. And then you had to do literally nothing, maybe not nothing, improving the prompt. But this is a lot easier and a lot emotionless than, trading frequently. And each one of us has different feelings when you see the red minus on your positions. Some people feel nothing when they're down 50% on their overall funds. Some people, get stressed when they see $100 down. But we all have emotions, and emotions are driving the way you trade. Agents are emotionless. They're emotionless. They don't FOMO. They have their strategy. And most important, they're not bots, right? Bots are humans on steroids, right? It's just humans on steroids. Yes, it's a bit emotionless, but still, you have to know exactly what you're doing, and it will do exactly what you're saying. The agent is digesting a lot of information in real time and can take new decisions as the market evolves, right? So you're giving the strategy, but then you have a machine that is far more intelligent than the majority of human beings, that is able to trade for you. So if we believe that AI is the future, and I mean, I don't want to talk to you if you don't think that this way, then this for sure is the future of trading.
This chart really is impressive because you can see how the frequency of red days steadily decreases, and then that amount of red tightens like crazy. So this is such a great chart to show how that's really working. Super cool. Mm-hmm. Tons of volume.
Yeah, tons of volume.
So to play in your monologue, which is great, is a term our colleague or someone coined is vibe trading, which is I think very spot on for what we're doing, and it has so many approaches and different ways to look at it. And it's based on feeling. It's based on vibes, not only by the user, but also by the agent itself. And that's indeed a thing that I'm also hearing back in the community, is that our initial users, they try to program the agent as if it's a bot. And you need to keep in mind that it has a bit of a mind of its own, and it works within the restrictions you give it. If you give it a lot of restrictions, it will be stricter, but it will still make its own decisions if it thinks it can do a better trade by using a certain metric you haven't really explicitly talked about in your strategy prompt. Or you can just be very, very open and let it just trade with general rules. So it's super interesting to see which bots are outperforming and what works for who.
Well, just as a test, I coded one bot to say just make profit. That's it. Make profit, and I set it loose. And it started reasoning, and it started trying to convince itself why it should be taking trades, and that was just fun to watch. I don't think I funded it, but it just, it doesn't take much to get these things going. So very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, the more AI evolves and the more we keep upgrading the way the entire system and infrastructure works to the latest, we always go for the latest. Then I think you will see better from everything, every perspective, better reasoning, better improvement curve. Everything will be better. And as I said, as part of our vision, I'm talking about the short, midterm vision, you will be able to chat, to have a conversation with your agent, to help, improve and train the agent in real time, right? So a Telegram chat with your agent, asking questions, bringing more the data you see, bringing your perspective into the chat, and then deciding on how to optimize the strategy. I think this is where it gets very interesting, because we always have thoughts, and you for the thoughts you need feedback, and you need feedback from an evolving agent, right? If you created something, a masterpiece that works really good, maybe you want their opinion about changes. So this is where I think things get a lot more interesting. You get not only the trading part, but you get someone you can trust, you know. So yeah, definitely interesting use case to be able to farm points on PriveX. Maybe in the future we will introduce more dexes to trade on if you want to farm more dexes. It's definitely on the table. Right now, we highly concentrate on PriveX. But then again, there is a huge opportunity for everyone to, use a little bit of funds to create a lot of volume and hopefully to be delta neutral or make some profits, but still enjoy the future airdrop of PriveX.
I'm going to pull up this here. I wanted to show you this, Moshe. I thought this was really interesting. So this is from a 4-hour time frame from my agent from yesterday. And here's why I found it really, really interesting. Okay, you can see that it started, we go from the bottom to the top with these, right? Chronologically. So you can see at the bottom here, it had a long on ETH, fine. But then it started shorting Bitcoin, right? And not crazy profitably, but profitably enough. And then the agent flipped bullish and was able to trade all the way up without making mistakes, 10 trades in a row over 4 hours. So
Yeah.
when you can lock these things in, and when they start working, it's pretty impressive. So I thought that was
It's amazing to see it. I'm curious.
Bullish at the right time, and yeah. So I thought that was a really cool segment.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I think this is part of the agent being able to react to the market in real time. It's obviously very dependent on your prompt, which is yours, and I guess I don't know if you changed it along the way or not. You did, yeah. Okay, this is the reason.
About 10 iterations, always taking the trading logs, feeding the prop back. And I took your advice. I started working with Gemini.
Nice.
And it is definitely better than what I was getting from Grok and the other LLMs. I also started working with Jules, right, for some of the Python stuff and the endpoint integrations. And it's just, man, I'm learning tons of stuff. And it's really fun because starting to hard code the logic, and because sometimes the agents are lazy and they're trying to lawyer their way through some of the logic and some of the math, right? So trying to force the agents, to not get lazy. So it's been a really interesting process. But that, the lion's share of my time in coding the agent has gone into that one because it started off good. So I kept with it.
Yeah. Can you show your, as the agent stats just for a second? Don't expose any personal stuff, but
no, it's all good.
Yeah, so these agents, I don't know in percentages how much the profit is out of the initial investment, but assuming it's not very low. And then what I see here, sorry.
No, you're right, because it's hard to say because it started with $100 and then I bumped it up 2 or 3 times now. So it would take some calculating, but yeah.
But what I see is first is consistency. It is always the average line is always on the profitable end, right? Sometimes it's a bit lower, but it was always pretty much profitable. And then probably something changed here in the last third of the graph, that it started to take a bit more risks. So it lost more when it was losing, it lost a bit more, but the profit was a lot better and got bigger and bigger as you progressed. And then I'm looking on the stats. It's always also generated like $5 million in volume, which is amazing, right? If you were doing it manually, I'm guessing it would take a lot more time and efforts and yada yada.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, you've been investing some time and efforts in this, right? And it is obviously working, right? So in a month from now, maybe more time, more efforts will be invested, more features we introduce, which you're on top of it, that you're going to implement in a good way. Then I'm asking you, Tracer, like if you were able to create a vault out of it, and then I want to put my funds here. If it is running for I don't know 1 month, 2 months, and generating nice profits, I want to put my funds here. Would you be interested in such a feature?
This is one of the biggest reasons that I've put so much time and effort into this, because yeah, I'd love to make my own profits and stuff, but if you can have a fairly profitable agent that doesn't have major drawdowns, I think for me that's the agent I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
You can program an agent that's a little bit wilder and that can maybe make more money in a shorter amount of time, but you're also risking more. That's one thing about this agent, is it's never gone. Well, Soren said one day that when I was sleeping, it went negative. And he said, it was a good thing you weren't awake 3 hours ago, is what the text I woke up to. But it made it back in the next day. So it's never, only for a moment has it ever been worth less than what I put in it. So, but yeah, vaults, it's one of the things that, I'm really looking forward to with PriveX. And so that's why I'm putting so much effort. It's not just, for me to make profits, it's to hopefully entice other people to lock in and then share in the fees, which would be a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, I think, as part of the vision, what we had in mind is, vaults are really strong, for instance, on Hyperliquid, right? But the ones controlling these vaults are highly sophisticated traders with a lot of funds, and it's very hard to become a profitable vault. Obviously, you trade manually. I think that in the PriveX ecosystem, if you get the work done properly, this is an asset. This is an asset, Tracer. At some point, we will introduce the vault mechanism, and you will be able to offer others to participate, put their funds. There is a profit share. I'm guessing that everyone has their limits to how much funds they can bring themselves, but then others can put their funds. And I got a lot of feedbacks from friends of the team and other people saying that their friends were watching this and they said, tell me, where can I put my funds? Where can I invest? Where can I put money? And it's nice because it is a lot more accessible than regular vaults. It is AI driven, agent oriented. So it's not a human being behind the scenes, which you trust less, I must say. Most people trust less because you don't know the person. But AI, it's AI. It's supposed to be good. So I'm seeing this as a very crucial part of everything that we do. It's not only that. It's also maybe the agent at some point can become will have some sort of a social presence, right? And then at this point we can also let you tokenize the agent. If it's really good and it has many variations and it is doing various stuff, then it becomes your own project, and this your own personal project, and this own personal project can be worth a lot of money. And this is the goal of PriveX, to become this ecosystem of agents controlled by humans. They trade, they're active on Twitter, on Telegram, they have digital presence, but they belong to the creator, and the creator can benefit a lot from that. We have seen agents booming in the, I would say, beginning, mid bull market, right? If you consider now as a bear market or bull market, I don't know. But we've seen these agents exploding on Virtual, Solana, the AI agents, right? But what did the AI agent did other than AI XBT? Most of them did nothing, right? They were meme coins. I think this was the preparation for the future, right? This was the foundation of what will be an actual AI agent. There will be also the meme part, right? The meme part will be crucial for the community, for the culture, but they will have to do stuff and prove themselves either on trading or on social medias or on both. So this is where we envision PriveX going to, right? Those new agents that they're actually doing stuff and people are following them and people can profit from them and benefit from them, not only the creators, other participators in this entire process.
Yeah, no, vaults are very exciting. Absolutely, I'm looking forward to that. Everything you guys have been talking about. I mean, the first agent that I haven't deployed yet because I started it as a social agent, or actually a hybrid agent. That's where I spent, all my time originally, was trying to configure that one. So this one that we're looking at now was actually, looking back at some of the stuff I had put into that agent and going, okay, just quickly, try to throw it out there. And then it did all right. And then I just, I went down the rabbit hole. And so now it's like I wake up in the morning, I come to my desktop and it's like, look at the logs. And for days, it was like reiterate, like 48 hours, something, 72 hours, reiterate, look at the logs, tell the AI to only look at the, don't look at the whole log, but look at the last, 32 hours or whatever. And now I'm at the point where I don't really want to change too much. And so I'm still, telling the AI to look at the logs and see, scrutinize basically, am I following, the prompt? Where is the strategy failing? Where is it hallucinating? We'll call it. But it's been consistent enough that, I have plans for this agent, but I really, don't really want to touch it. What I'm doing now is trying to give it more like endpoints, like to have it to access more data, but I don't really want to change the prompt because essentially it's working. So I'm playing with the other agents mostly.
Yeah.
So explain if you want. I think that's a topic that hasn't really been touched on in the community. So can you explain what you're doing with the endpoints? Of course, without leaking your strategy or whatever, but tell what your approach is.
So I'm not very well versed at this, so it's hard for me to vocalize. But basically, it's kind of what I said is that when I look at some of the reasoning from my other agents, it's trying to rationalize that. Let's say it's not seeing the volume that I had tried to hard code it with. So certain volume spikes, I'm looking for a certain level, and it's saying, well, I don't see that yet, but it looks like it's going to go there, so I'm going to take the trade, right? So those are the kinds of things I was seeing. So trying to have my own data source from my own VPS, so that it accesses that. So it basically is like a hard abort, right? If you do not see this from the data source that I've supplied, you cannot take the trade. And so that's what I've started working with. So using a lot of AI to code that, and Python scripts on the VPS. But basically that's in essence what I've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, the results are there. I think you have one of the most successful agents at the moment. So congrats for that one.
Yeah.
That's amazing to hear, man. I've been striving for that. So super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see. And I think that the process that you've been through hopefully will get to more users, because the more you get into the rabbit hole of trying to, optimize it because it needs optimizations, and then knowing when to stop optimizing it and let it run, maybe at some point the market conditions will change and you will need to adapt to the market conditions. At some point, a fully bear market probably needs different strategy than a fully bull market. Maybe we're in the middle, I don't know, but this is also important to see that maybe at some point, if you're seeing performance is consistently not as good as you were expecting, then go back to the sketching table and try to optimize the things that needs to be optimized. Maybe you're losing on specific stuff that needs to be taken out, specific tokens, specific, small ones or very big ones. You're good on the lower market caps or the bigger market caps, whatever it is. But really nice to see the process, and you've been it's like it's a masterpiece, man. Congratulations. Hopefully it will make a lot of profits for you and become bigger and bigger, and at some point when we create a vault, you will drive a lot of users to your vault and tokenize it, and it will be amazing.
But let's be honest, right? Like, I have a bunch of agents. Nothing is really performing like this one. And so in our community, we've had a bunch of people jump in, and the trades don't go the way, like, even just with $20, the trades don't go the way they want, and they get discouraged and they pull their funds and they walk away. Like, guys, this is worth spending your time and throwing 20 USDC at and learning the process, because when you do finally have that breakthrough, it's, and keep working with it, it really is rewarding, right? Like, I have a bunch of agents. Nothing's working like this. So it's not like it's, if you don't hit, a super successful agent right away, it's not that you're doing something wrong or you don't understand it. It's just you haven't found your prompt yet. So don't get discouraged. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, to emphasize on this point, I mean, everyone needs to look on it in a certain way. When, trading futures future trading was introduced, then you got traders coming to the crypto space, and they started to sketch out trading strategies, right? And then you try one strategy, which was looking on the graph, looking on the EMA, on the RSI, whatever it is, right? I'm not a technical analysis expert, but whatever it is, you try to design a trading system for you, and then it fails, but you keep on optimizing or creating a new one, and then at some point you get a trading system that works for you for a certain amount of time. It's not, forever, but it works. Now, the barrier to be successful in the past was a lot higher, because you need to understand a lot of stuff and look on the graphs and then monitor everything yourself. It's super, super hard, almost impossible for most of the people. Now, everyone, no excuses, they have the chance to test out their strategies, their trading ideas. You have AI, you have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, you have DeepSeek, you have whatever to give you a lot of different strategies to test out, and then use the data, use LLMs, optimize your strategies. At some point, you will create a profitable agent. At some point, you just need to keep on trying, and it will work eventually, right? But persistency is being persistent is key here.
And I think they need to look at it a certain way, because and this is what I found with a bunch of agents. You may have an agent that's profitable, but it might be only profitable one way, and then you have it taking, let's say, trades on the short side that are taking your profits away. If you find that you have an agent that's working really good one way, then make that your long agent or your short agent. With this one, and you can still see it, it's not linear. When I first started, reiterating this one, it had only taken something like 11 shorts or maybe even less, but it was almost always going long. So then I started to force it to look for shorts, and then the shorts started being non-profitable, but I just kept working and working and working with it. But I mean, generally, if you have a good strategy and you prompt your agent properly, somewhere in there, if you look at your overview, you should be able to find, after a little bit of reiteration, you should be able to find somewhere in your overview that your agent is doing something right. So you can either choose to, level the playing field, or focus that agent on that area that it's successful in, and maybe spin up another agent to do the shorts at the other end of it. That's one thing I've noticed. I was just trying to, I was just playing with this one and trying to get it, basically it started as a scalp trader, because we're seeing a lot of chop lately. So I wanted something, especially after talking to you, Moshe, about the farming agent, right? I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll add that to my strategy. And so that's kind of what got me here with, after talking to you, talking about Gemini, talking about farming. And this is what worked for me. But if you spend some time with your agent and really look at your overview and look at the logs, and then use your LLM to scrutinize the logs and go, okay, what in my logs, instead of just looking at it against your prompt, maybe ask it, what's good about these trading logs? Like, what are you seeing that could have potential? You can get the LLM to give you different kinds of graphs from time and everything. And when you start looking at it like that, you will see something and just focus on those areas. That's what I'd say after working more than 10 agents.
Nice. And were you prompting a lot of text or short one? Like, what would you advise to users to use?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So in the beginning, like I said with my other agent, which was a hybrid agent, I tried to teach it everything, all my trading rules, every indicator that I've had any kind of success with. And then another thing that I don't think this was from a stream, but I think this was kind of in the Telegram with you and Fonzo. The more concise prompts seem to work better. So if you start with a, simple indicator system, maybe 3 indicators, and a simple strategy like a breakout, or I played with Fibonacci, I played with a whole bunch of stuff, right? Simple prompts, concise, maybe a couple paragraphs, set it loose, and you don't even have to throw it some gas and watch it reason, you don't even have to fund it right away. I've also played with that, watching an agent reason, and then tuning the prompt, and then, okay, now I'm going to set it loose. But yeah, concise prompts, even having one, like I said earlier, one long agent, one short agent, I don't think it's a bad idea. But simple, start simple and then see where the agent goes.
You know what I was thinking, that if you let the agent reasoning without trading, you could then take the entire text, drop it to an LLM like Gemini is really good in the backtesting, in backtesting in general, and then ask Gemini to simulate real trading based on the reasoning. And then you can do some sort of a backtesting on whatever worked for the agent, keep optimizing it. Once you get a profitable backtesting, activate the agent, let it run on real money.
Yep. Yeah,
so
it's
yeah,
a way of paper trading the system, basically.
Yeah.
Theoretically, right?
Yeah, definitely. We thought about paper trading, by the way. We thought about introducing paper trading, but I thought that it just not simulate good enough the real trading, because you have entries and exits and then fees and everything that happening on chain, delays and whatever it is. Then backtesting is just will be a general game, but we might rethink that, because I was seeing some people on our community talking about it. But obviously not everything is bright and colorful and great. I think, Lut, maybe we can raise some of the main concerns from the community, and then talk about the future plans and things people will be interested at.
Yeah, so we have a great Discord channel, and in our Discord we have, let me just pull it up here for myself. We have a forum, so anyone who's playing around with the agents or the platform, and you have a good idea of something you're missing in the UI, or whatever comes to mind, just check out the forum. There are already a lot of very good ideas, but if you don't see yours, just add it. I mean, just put your ideas there. It's very helpful. It's a good overview for the team to steadily improve the platform. And you feel a little bit what's going on in the community. So I'm having a look right now. Let me check. A few very active users. For example, one from Tracer, where users can make a snapshot of a previous version of the agents. I think that's a very good one. Where you can say, okay, well, I want to go back to that version because it worked. Because when you start changing a lot of metrics in your prompt, you maybe forget to make a backup or something. Then how do you go back to make sure that you're back to the version that was actually working properly? Oh, here we go.
I think it's a very important point that we have, like versions, and every deployment of a strategy is being treated as a version of the agent, and then you can just roll back to previous versions, and you can roll back to, I don't know, last 3 or last 4 versions of the agent. I think it's a crucial feature to be added, and we will definitely work on that. I don't think it's also that complicated to edit. So definitely something that we can look into.
Yeah.
And I see here the reasoning should only be visible to the owner of the agent. So I know we
that has been fixed.
Yeah. So I don't know if everyone is aware of that, but you can go into your privacy mode. PriveX is also about privacy. We're built on Kotti, which is a privacy layer 2. So trading will be private as well very soon. It's already in testing and implementation. So very soon, all your trading can go into a private mode. So agents right now can be private, and you can choose if you want to expose everything that you're seeing to the entire world or not. So this has already been introduced. I think most of people want their stuff to be private.
Yes, absolutely. And today we implement. Oh, sorry. To mention as well, we also implemented the trading activity, which was public, which is now an option if you want to make it public or not. That's also a part of it. Go ahead, Tracer.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't seen that toggle until now. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's just like an hour or two since it's available in the UI.
Yeah, well, what I noticed was is people were able to copy paste other people's reasonings and then try to recreate it. And I thought, well, if we do have vaults coming, some users aren't going to like that. So you guys toggle that off right away, and it's just fun to be in there in the Discord and watch you guys taking questions and comments from the community and actually putting it into the system. So really cool, man.
Yeah. Also to give you some more updates on what we are working on right now. So we are working on a new version of Agent, which, as I said previously, the way AI is behaving is sometimes unknown, even if, there could be different results to the same question you ask ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever. So AI is a big black box, but then again, we are working on some adjustments following users' feedback. The main adjustments are related to the patient that the agents are having or not having. Right now, the agents are a bit more aggressive than what most of or some of the users would have liked. So we are working on this new version. We're testing it right now. We're seeing agents are choosing to hold their positions for a bit longer than what we have right now, or closing later their positions. We're also working on updating the knowledge base and the way our data is being read by the agents. The RAG pipeline that we have, basically the way the agents are operating is that we have a big knowledge base, and then each agent has their strategy, And we are running what is being called similarity search in this big database. So right now, the similarity search sometimes returns unwanted information. We have seen feedback from users complaining about indicators that they weren't specifying them in their strategy being used by the agent. So to explain that, when when user is prompting the agent to look into momentum, all right, just momentum in general, right? Momentum can be explained in so many ways. I can look on the social medias and then create some momentum play, right? Momentum is also how many times a specific token is being specified on social media, or how positive it is being talked on social media. So this is one aspect of momentum. Another aspect of momentum can be RSI, right? RSI is a technical indicator. And there are other technical indicators that are related to momentum, right? So it's a range, right? This is very specific, but other stuff that you're prompting are maybe not as specific as it is, but they're still in the range. And then you get to see indicators that you never heard of being used for your agent. So what we're doing right now is that we're gonna play with how the technical indicators are being used. So you will need to be on V2. You'll need to be very specific. So for the agent to be using the technical indicators, it's not going to remain exactly the way it is on V2. In the future, it will be using the technical indicators, for instance, momentum, but in a lot more gentle way, and smarter way. But this is a big upgrade that hopefully will answer some of the concerns that I'm seeing repeating. And in general, better infrastructure. Agents will have more data, more live data running. We have handled some issues with real-time stuff to be a lot more precise for the agent. So V2 is very exciting. It's already running, and we have Lut here and the team testing it out. Very soon, Tracer, you will be able to test V2 for one of your agents or a new agent that you will create. And hopefully, in a week, 2 weeks from now, we will be able to introduce it to everyone. Maybe at the beginning you'll be able to choose between V2 and V1, and then we will see the usage of V2 and V1 and decide if we want to keep both or only one of them.
Awesome, man. Sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to the chat feature that you've been talking about. That's
yeah. It's a much bigger thing because we have, by the way, we already have this feature where the agent is available for you on Telegram, right? And you can speak to the agent and ask questions, right? And then you can speak to the agent and then ask about a trade, ask about ideas to the trade. It has its personality and it will reply according to the strategy. But training the agent is something that we're still developing because it requires a different type of thinking in the perspective of the system design. How do you train? When do you train? When it's time to deploy? How do you take conversation and turn it into a training mode to the agent? So everything is still being thought of and in development. Maybe at some point we will introduce just the ability to speak to your agent on Telegram. So we'll see how it goes.
I can't wait to yell at my agent in full caps on Telegram when it takes a bad trade. Just totally unleash on it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Or thank him, this agent that we showed here, you'll probably be kissing and hugging him every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a good boy.
So far it's been
He's doing a really good job. Guys, I'm seeing like we're almost an hour in this, and we were saying before we went live, we said no script, we prepare nothing. We had some thoughts in mind, and we were thinking about creating an agent live. But then, the flow went into a different direction. I think that we need to schedule another one very soon. And in this another session, we have some insights from a very successful user that created a very successful farming agent, profitable farming agent. So we will go through the strategy, right? And we will create an agent, but we will keep it for our next show. We can definitely do it live next time, and then monitor it in the upcoming roundtables. I really like the concept. I think we should preserve it, and we should keep doing it, and then keep updating the community about everything that we're doing, and also share some of the ideas that come to our minds. We were all obsessed with the product, and I think it's really nice to share some good ideas so others can benefit from it as well.
I think that's a great idea. Create the agent on episode 2, reiterate on episode 3, and just watch the progress. I think that'd be really cool. Before we go, Fonzo, you haven't had a chance to talk for a while. Just any parting thoughts from you?
Well, what to say? I go to bed every night thinking about what we're doing and where this is going to lead. How incredibly on the edge of if you asked me a few years ago, in a few years you'll be doing this, being involved with a team that's really on the edge of AI and crypto and stuff like that, I would have said no, it's impossible. But you see how long it goes. So I'm very excited for what's coming. And I mean, as I said, I'm laying in bed thinking about this stuff. And I just, at moments, I just cannot sleep. I'm too excited. The possibilities are so enormous. As I said before, we're just scratching the surface at the moment. We're playing, doing a lot of A/B testing, and it's already outperforming what I expected, and it will only get better from here.
It's like I said last week on Cody Confidential. Here's your chance to be on the bleeding edge of trading, something that people have been talking about for years that's actually available to you now for free. Go sign up, create your agent for free, play with it, watch it reason, maybe with a little bit of gas would cost you a couple cents. And then once you get to the point where you're happy, you can fund that agent and see how it goes. But I think the most exciting part about all this is this last hour. We've been talking about one facet from PriveX, and there's just so much more. It's like you touched on it a little bit, Moshe, but you've barely talked about private trading and everything else that's going on with PriveX. So these shows are going to be interesting. Of course, right now the focus is on agents. It's so juicy, but in the future, hearing more about all the other stuff you guys got going on, I'm really looking forward to it. So, and I just want to thank you for having me as part of this, because it's super fun. I've been with Cody for a long time, but this is one of the most exciting things that we've had. We call PriveX the killer app. So thank you for having me here, and I'm looking forward to next time very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.
See you later. Enjoy your evening.